Not again! I am sorry, someone leave a cookie here. Near the keyboard. Okay, welcome to the second demo of this course. In this demo, I will show you some server controls, and explain how to use them. Here we have the same website I created for the last demo. Now let's add a new web form. You remember how to do that, eh? Okay, I will add a new web form. Okay, now we have a new page named Demo 2. First, let's add a few controls. I will add a calendar control, a button and a label. When the user picks a date and presses the button, the page will be processed by the web server, and the response will contain a label displaying the selected date. Is it clear? Change to Design View. Drag and drop the controls from the toolbox. Now let's add some code to be executed when the user clicks the button. Remember how to do that. Just double-click the button control, and we can start writing our code. Bravo! The code will be very similar to the last one. Let's type label 1. Intelligence is helping me. I choose text. Equals to. Quotation mark. You selected it. Quotation mark. And this time we want calendar 1. Select date. To string. It's just like the last example, except using the calendar control. Now let's see how it looks in Internet Explorer. Right-click on the page, and select View in Browser. Ouch! I forget to save again! Okay, time to see the page on the browser. Again. Now let's pick a date, and click the button. Great! Beautiful, isn't it? No? It needs more color. Now let's go back to the design view. Click the arrow on the calendar control, and choose Auto Format to pick a nicer design. This is okay. I would also like to make a little change in the way the date is displayed. Going back to the code, I want to display a short version of the date. So let me change the string to short date string. Very logical, eh? Now let's save the page. View in browser. We get a message saying that ASP.NET will refresh the running page to get the new version. Click Accept. Here are our changes. Better, eh? I need another point of view. Better. I will show you another example which is a little more complicated. And uses a data source to show information from a database. Another example which is a little more complicated. And uses a data source to show information from a database. In order to follow along, you'll need to copy the database files named dogs from the resources folder to the application data folder in your application. Here it is. Now we can start the demo. Ready? Okay. Let's create a new page named Data. And switch to Design View. Yes. Okay. Now I will add a grid view control, which is located in the toolbox, under the Data category. Here is the control. Let's use a little arrow on the control to do some common tasks. First, let's select the data source. Click OK. And I will create a new connection to point to the dogs database. Click the Browse button to find the database file I added a few minutes ago. A little arrow on the control to do some common tasks. First, let's select the data source. A new data source this time. I will select the database data source type. Click OK. And I will create a new connection to point to the dogs database. Click the Browse button to find the database file I added a few minutes ago. Here it is. Click OK. And we are almost ready. Click Next. And let's call this connection the dogs connection. Next. Look here. This window shows me all the tables that the database contains. Let's select the dogs table. Next. Look here. This window shows me all the tables that the database contains. Let's select the dogs table. These are the fields inside the table. Let's pick some field to show. ID. Unit name. Read a little picture. Great. This is how a SQL select query is created to select data from a database. Click Next. And let's test this query to see if it's working. Yes! Success! Now click Finish. And the grid view control is done. Let's save the page and look at it in the browser. Look at it in the browser. Great, it works. But we have a long list of bugs. Let's find out how we can better format our data. Go into the design view again. Use the arrow menu to select auto format. Choose a nicer layout for our grid. This is cool. But this is better. Green is my favorite color. You can also help the user to look through the data by adding a paging button to your grid view. Select the Grid View Tasks menu again, and select Enable Paging. By default, the paging size is 10 records, but we don't have many dogs in this database, so let's set the page size to 3. To do this, I need to go into the properties of the Grid View control. It's easy. Just right-click on the control, and choose Properties to see the Properties window. Yes! To your right you can see the Properties window. Here I can change many things including the color of the format. Great, isn't it? Let's look for the page size property, and set its value to 3. Now it's 3. Yes! Okay, let's test it again in the browser. Looks good. The data is being displayed in the grid view, in groups of 3. And the paging looks like it's working. Great. I'm a genius. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's try sorting the data. Go to the Grid View control in the Design view. Select the Tasks menu on the control. And check the Enable Sorting option. This will automatically sort the data. Again, let's save the page and view in the browser. Great! It's working! Okay, time to go back with Merlin. See you later. Time to feed the bird.